Hey guys, it's Alex here, and today I've got the fourth part or fourth episode of making a montage. And again, last episode we were working on this intro with the glass and Element 3D, just trying to get it all lined up. And I've played around with it a bit. I haven't bothered making the glass look like glass yet. I just want to get it all lined up and fracturing, and then I will sort out the textures at a later stage. But today I'm just going to basically be lining all of these up and then shattering them to make a really nice effect. So we basically what I did to get it here, I actually just went into a my camera tracker and then grabbed a null object, made a null object which was on the window here, and then I just copied that position into element here, and that made it stay nice and stay there. And I also went into scene setup and picked a different type of glass which would fit the window better. As you can see, it fits quite nicely. I don't want it to be exact because it's not going to stay like that for very long, excuse me, and you will see why in a minute. Now what I will do is I'm going to have this sort of pole here in focus and this blurred out, so you can't really notice that it's, not proper, and then by the time it's sort of in focus you'll realize that it's, it'll be fracturing and you'll see the window's broken anyway. So it's just a bit of trickery. So what we're going to do is I'm going to keyframe the position Z or Z, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close some of these down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to multi-object and click enable, and what will do is this will mean that we can control all of the individual pieces. So what I can then do is I'm going to keyframe the scatter here and also the random rotation, like so. I think that's probably about everything we want, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to when that pole is out the screen. Maybe I think I'll move to about here, and I'm just going to hit U so we have them all, make a new keyframe for all of them, and now go forward just a bit, and now we can start making some cool effects. So I'm just going to turn up the random rotation quite a lot. As you can see, straight away we get some really nice effects. Scatter them, not too much, maybe 15. Something a bit like that, and then I'm going to just bump the position forward, and what we'll have to do also is keyframe the X and Y. I think hit U again. Okay, and because they come out of a bit of just a tad out of place, and we can position it like that. So basically what we have our normal innocent looking window shatters out into these cool pieces, and I think I'm going to push it forward a bit more as well, bring that across a tad. Okay, sick. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on basically copy and pasting these elements, and hopefully we can get something looking good. So I'm just going to hide that, duplicate it. We will hit U, go to our first keyframe, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to delete that first keyframe so we can just go here, and that's a bit of a bummer that pole's in the way because I sort of want to get to anyway. We just shift that across like so, and I can't really see what's happening. Okay, that looks alright. And now we're just going to want to, so which window was that? Alright, it was that window there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring that over so it looks like it's in front of the window, like that. And so now we're just going to have all of these shattered pieces floating in 3D space, which I think looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy about this now. The only problem is I just got to texture it all, which is going to be a challenge in itself. But I'm just going to keep on duplicating the layers. Excuse me. And I'll tell you what I'll do is I will pause the recording here, and I will do it all, and then we can get on to the next stage, just so you get a bit more in each episode. So I will be back once I've done this. Okay, I'm back. And I have now copy and pasted these several times, lined them all back up, and now as we move forward, you can see they all shatter out like so. And because they're in 3D space, they're all moving with the camera. But the only thing I'm seeing is they all look very similar. You can see all of these pieces at the top are all in the same place, and that's not what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and randomize everything a bit. So I'm just going to make some space. I probably shouldn't have done. What we'll do is we just collapse them all actually. Now it takes quite a long time to render just because there's so many things. Okay, so what we do is let's just see what we got to do first. So, I mean, we've got, what I think we should do is actually, I'm just gonna delete all of these. Yeah, so it'd be alright just to delete all of these first keyframes because we don't need them, because the keyframes next to them, they're exactly the same. And it won't matter if we delete them. It shouldn't do, and it didn't. So now we can just go through and randomize. Collapse, come on. There we go. Okay, I just click U so I have a reference. Okay, so we'll go forward to here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the multi-object, and I'm just going to just bring maybe the scatter down for this one, mess around with the rotation. Next one, come down, multi-object. So I'm just gonna, you know, maybe put this one forward a bit, maybe put the rotation up on this one, and then we go down next one, multi-object. So it's, you've got, because the thing with, you know, like real life, nothing looks normal and uniformed. Particle look, multi-object, and put the scatter up a tad, put it down. So I'm just changing it slightly. So I guess I will just pause the recording here. Okay, I am back and I have randomized all the pieces, and as you can see, we get a lot nicer effect. I just did a quick RAM preview just so I can you know, scrub through, and yeah. Yeah, it's looking nice. I mean, obviously it doesn't look that good because of the it isn't all the right pieces, but that texture. But we can I would rather sort that out at the end and get everything looking good before. What I think I might do is I'm going to easy ease all these keyframes. I'm not sure whether easy ease is going to be the best, but I'm sorry there, guys. I just pressed F9 and paused the recording. And so we go keyframe, easy ease, to make it a bit smoother. Then also we'll just shrink U again, just to collapse them all. Yeah, it takes quite a long time to render all of this, and then to add to the render time even more. Oh god, wrong one. Just turn on motion blur. Probably have real smart motion blur at the end anyway. Actually. Oh, stuff it. We will put on. Okay, we will then go to. Actually, as you can see, it looks a lot nicer with motion blur, but I am going to turn it off because I will be using real smart motion blur anyway. Right, we are going to. I'm going to roto out this thing now. Now you can use a track mount, but it's probably just going to be easier if I just duplicate my clip, delete the camera tracker, and drag it to the top like so, and we're just gonna simply mask it all out. I'm gonna hide all the element for now. We don't actually need it, so alright. So it's just gonna be a simple line down, up, and down. Just show that bottom ones. Okay, right. Now, because there's not any rotation, you should be able to just nice and easily keyframe it across. So keyframe the mask path, go forward a bit, and just get my select tool, double click, drag it over. It's going to need a bit of adjusting, but that is okay. Drag that here, here, here. Just go in the middle, see if it's sticking well, and it looks to be very nicely. We'll just go all the way to here. Double click it out. Alright, just fix these up. Drag that in. Okay, let's have a look in the middle. Okay, that could do with a bit of fixing there. And also the top here. And then again that. Okay, now we can just feather that by 1 pixel, like so. Now if we zoom out, let's collapse that, turn on all our element. As you can see, it is now behind. Oh, my bad. What we need to do then, when it's fully off of the screen, I'm just going to hide all of these again. We need to actually keyframe it then off of the screen, otherwise it's going to be on there forever, as you just saw. Drag it across. Yeah, I got to admit, rotoscoping is going to be one of the boringest things. I remember when I did my Get Cinematics entry and I made a floating car. Everyone thought, yeah, it was pretty special, but all it was just me rotoscoping for about 4 hours. Something ridiculous. Nearly drove me mad, but I did it. And then it came fourth. But yeah, there you go. Learn from experience. Okay, so now you can see that is behind and that mask is out right there. You can just see, like, yeah, you see, it's very small, but it's noticeable. So it's best, you know. So we'll just go through, we'll just check that it's looking alright in places, especially the bigger gaps. That's when it's more likely to get out of place. Yeah, now we have that looking good. So what I was thinking to do was, I was actually going to make a new adjustment now. Rename this to blur. Let's check how we're doing for time, 13, so this will probably be the last thing we do for this tutorial. And I'm just going to put this below our rotoscope thing, and I'm going to, I think we will use some camera lens, but that's it, because I know in CS6 they changed the name of it. Basically, we will just, I meant to put that on my, on the blur layer. Okay, and as you can see, that just blurs the background. Probably don't want it too much. Maybe about 4. Okay, and we're just going to, I'm just going to hit U here so we know when they start moving. Keyframe the blur radius. It's going to move. I'm going to keep it blurred for just a tiny amount, and unblur, and then start to unblur. Oh, hold on, I'm just going to fix the mask while I can see it. and we will just put the blur down to 0. Actually, no, when it's gone out of, when it's just leaving the picture or frame, we'll put that. I'm trying to think here. Or actually, you know what we'll do is then we'll then drag on lens blur onto our pole here, and we will keyframe that at 0, and then put it up to, I believe it was 4 we had. Like that, then that becomes blur, so it's like it's focusing in on the foreground, and then focuses in on the background just as it's all coming out to make our pieces. So next time we'll probably be working on the texturing, and then we'll go to the next scene and try and make all of these bits look like they're coming together to make some text and probably a logo. So yeah, that's going to be in the next tutorial, guys. So well, not tutorial, I'm making a montage. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought this was quite interesting, and before you go, actually, you just want to remember to click repeat edge pixels, otherwise you'll get this little sort of letterboxing around the edge. But yeah, that's all, guys, so please drop a like if you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.